All right, welcome. We got very special guest, Niles.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Auggie, 5,000.
So, how you feeling today, man? You good?
I'm feeling good, bro.
We're just fresh off partying last night.
Last night was incredible. The
Yeah.
On the One open mic coming up right after Shut Up and Rap. Perfect 1-2 punch.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was cool. You had us vibing. I don't know, you were controlling the playlist, but
Yeah, I was controlling the playlist. Yeah,
that Drew Hill song came on, and me and Lisa Moy, we went crazy.
I saw that. yeah. The thing that's dope, like I always thought if I DJ, I think I could be pretty good because I feel like my mind is a jukebox. Like all day, a song's going through my mind. So many different genres. So to play music and to see people mouth the songs, that lets me know I could do it. Plus, it cuts an expense. I don't need a DJ if I play the music.
True.
You know?
True.
So just trying to be smart.
Give it a go, man. It's fun.
Word.
I do it because it's fun.
Yeah,
like,
it is fun, bro.
I don't really make like money on it. I don't book myself. I mean, I've done gigs here and there, but
right.
I have fun, bro.
Yeah.
It's just a ton of fun.
But if I do it, I want to have vinyls and all that, and you know.
Yeah. I mean, then you got to really practice.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play strictly off vinyl, that's like
right.
That's like learning how to play the guitar, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Because I come from that school.
Right.
But playing a playlist, though, I mean,
true.
That's just as live too. At the end of the day, it's music that people hear. So
that's true. And speaking of music that people hear, man, so what we're talking about is the single Cold Fire.
Cold Fire, yeah.
And you're gonna be putting out a music video.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then there's gonna be a music video watching party. Yes.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay. So tell me about the song, because the song is kind of nostalgic for me.
Word.
Because you're just putting it out, but feels like it's like late 90s for me, and I love that.
Yeah, for sure. So Cold Fire is a song. It's basically the introduction of Niles to the world. You know, I speak about myself from different perspectives, but the main rooted element of it is about carrying on tradition. The second verse, I talk about where hip hop comes from, what it was, and how we're supposed to be carrying that torch now. So it gets pretty deep. And the last verse is about who I am. And the first verse, it's just that braggadocio, that people like to hear, from MCs. So
that's dope. Can we get a little taste of the video? Like, can you spoil any of it? Like, where did you shoot?
Yeah, so we shot the video at a space called Studio Apparatus. Shout out to Elliot Malcolm. It's a studio space with different rooms with different aesthetics in St. Paul.
Okay.
And Kamani Beard from Summer Cypher. That's a Southside Minneapolis outdoor foyer with graffiti walls and a break dancing mat for B-boys and B-girls. So during the summer, they have monthlies, and it is packed. It's like for real packed. And it's just all the dancers from House of Dance who dance for the Timberwolves to the up-and-comers. So I wanted to have a space that had those elements. Outdoors, DJ Homework was on the 1s and 2s, and we all dressed in 80s gear. So I had the gold rope.
That's dope.
The Adidas velour, trust me, it was fly. It was fly.
That's cool.
And we shot in St. Paul downtown too. So it's a storyline behind it.
That's so dope. I didn't even know that they had the monthly. I gotta go check it out if they're still doing it in the season. I don't know if they're doing it outside.
I think they stopped. I mean, the weather's still all right, so they should bring it back for one more. But
that's dope.
yeah.
And so more about the song. Just rewinding back to the 90s feel.
Yeah.
The beat. Who made the beat?
Tech.
Oh, okay.
Tech. I told him I need a banger. I need something that's an undeniable, just head-rocking banger. Like boom bap, but at the same time, a universal energy to it, you know? And we just sat down. He played the beats. When he played that, I was like, it's a wrap. It's over.
Bro, that was top off mic. I was telling you, it just feels like movement. That's what the beat feels like to me. It's just action.
Yes, and that's what the video is too. It's fun, it's action, and the storyline. I'll give you just a little hint. There's a Niles Avenue in St. Paul. Oh. Yeah. Okay. And so it's a storyline that revolves around Niles Avenue and me and carrying on tradition. I'll say that.
So you talk a lot about tradition and hip hop and and there's a lot of us that are trying to keep elements of the culture alive and also just trying to keep not even necessarily the elements but the philosophies of the culture. Right?
Indeed. Yeah.
And there's a lot of, and in the age that we're in, people don't think about hip hop as a lifestyle per se. They think about it as an industry.
Yeah.
They think about it as TMZ's talking about Travis Scott. You know what I mean? They're talking about Kanye West.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Kanye, what he's doing right now? Have you been keeping up with Kanye West?
I've been keeping up with it. I feel like as an artist, you have to keep your ear to the atmosphere, your ear to the street of everything that's going on, because you're speaking about what's going on. As far as Kanye, I've seen the same trajectory with artists that came before him. You know, they start off a certain way, they have certain experiences, and then they have certain epiphanies, you know. And where he's at right now, I'm just looking to see where he's going, you know. As far as like the Sunday services, I'm looking to see where he's going with that. What's his new album going to sound like? Because it's nostalgic to Jesus Walks. So is it like, is he returning to that essence? Or is he taking it to like even like another place that we haven't seen yet, you know? So I try not to judge because I don't know people's full situation, but I will say that anything that has to do with like negativity or that has to do with separating people or confusion, like I can't really rock with, you know? So anyone who's on the side of the light, I'm rocking with. Anyone who's not on the side of the light, I mean, do what you do, but I have to represent what's on the bright side. But I will say Kanye is an incredible artist. I mean, when he first came out with the College Dropout, come on, man, it was a fever everywhere, you know? And he inspired so many artists, especially within the, I'll say, true school classic lane, you know? Who want to burst onto the mainstream, but that don't want to compromise who they are, you know? He definitely opened up so many doors. So regardless of what's going on now, we can't take that away from him. But at the same time, you know, when you look at the person, then that's when everybody can, you know, I mean, everybody's out for public opinion when you're out there, you know, me, you, everybody. So
it's just an interesting trajectory right now. Because like, you know, a lot of people were upset with him for some of the stuff he said and the hat that he wore. And now some people will say that him doing the Sunday service and him making a quote unquote gospel album, I don't know what it's going to sound like, but people will say that that's kind of exploitative, and he's using something that can always connect him to people, which is religion.
And that's why I'm waiting to see, you know, because right now it's still kind of smoky. You know, you see different Sunday services he's having. The album was supposed to come out and it didn't come out. So it's still some smoke and mirrors there. So I'm just waiting to see when the smoke clears, what is it, you know? So I'm being patient with the situation. But as far as like the MAGA hat and all that, I can't rock with that, man.
It's cool, cool to know that you have a lot of faith in him still.
You know? I mean, I try to represent the bright side, you know, I try to represent optimism, you know, and still seeing the good, disagreeing with the bad, but if there's good and if there's opportunity for it to get better, that's what I'm here. That's what Niles is about, you know? So,
So I'll ask you this because I kind of want to go like a little bit further down hip hop and the preservation of it, and like where do you feel like we're going as a culture?
It's always been two sides, not to just hip hop, but just to music. Period. You know, it's always been people who's more about keeping the grassroots, historic lineage element alive, and then it's always been people who's about just I'm here to get paper. This is strictly business. You know, that's been with all from rock and roll to hip hop. So I feel like right now it's the latest version of that. Like when I was coming up, it was different styles. When I was in high school, you know, people bump Raucous Records artists, you know, Most Def, Talib Kweli, when they first came out. Remember that 1, 2, 3, most, like I was on that side. I still listen to No Limit, but that's when No Limit came out. TRU, remember when they had the ski masks with the grills? And a lot more of my friends bumped that. That was more mainstream, and I was on like the Most Def, Common, Black Thought side of things, you know? So we'd have these different debates about who was live. But I feel that as an artist, you have to see both sides. If you're trying to reach a diverse set of people, you filter out your view on okay, I listen to these people. This is like my lane, but I understand this side, right? Having a balanced and diverse viewpoint, I think when you filter it out into your music, people feel that spirit of it, you see? So I'm not judging nobody, bro. You know, everybody makes their decision on what kind of music they want to make, what kind of content they want to have, and then they just go with that. Like you have some artists who are positive and conscious, right? But they don't appeal, right? You have artists who are, you know, straight up negative with it, and they appeal. I think it comes down to like what you really feel. If you really feel that, then it'll be felt, you know?
Okay.
And if you don't feel it, then it's like you still have to find your lane. But as far as what I represent, you know, I want to see the culture be uplifted, you know? You have artists like Miles Davis, Lena Horne, Billie Holiday, all the way up to artists like, you know, Erykah Badu, Common. It's like a lineage of black music that has to do with empowerment, that dates all the way back to the griots of ancient Africa in the 14th century. I teach my students about that. So my dad, he's the longest tenured African-American in a United States Symphony Orchestra, 48 years, upright bass. He played with Thelonious Monk. He's 87 years old now, you know? So having that in my genetic, like I have to carry on that classic side of it. But we're human too. That's what's so dope about artistry. You can show different sides. You can show aggression. You can show stress. You can show happiness. You can show fun. So that's what's so dope about being an artist. And so shout outs to, you know, the Travis Scotts and the Kendrick Lamars. You know, it's always two sides to a coin. But as an artist, I think it's more of a scope on you because you're representing something. You're out there. But as a listener, you can always have opinions. So
that's true.
Yeah.
And I think some of what you said, I mean, that about your foundation, that informs all of this, right?
Yeah.
All of the music.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to see. I think that's refreshing. I think that
Thank you.
There's definitely like there's room for that again, you know?
It really is.
Because I think for a while it was like Mos Def, he's one of my favorite artists.
Shout out to Yasin, mine too. Definitely.
And the album Black on Both Sides was incredible to me.
That's one of my favorite. What's your favorite songs on it?
Love.
Love is incredible.
Love is my favorite, probably one of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah.
And then
could I say real quick, mine is hip hop.
Hip hop. That's a great
the
one.
horns, dun 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 dun. Speech is my hammer, bang the world in its shape, now let it fall. I opened up for him when he came here the last time.
I was disappointed. I actually saw you. I wasn't disappointed with you. I was disappointed with him.
Word.
And because he was supposed to do the album.
He was.
And he didn't do the album. Yeah. And he was up there acting like a clown or whatever. And that's neither here nor there.
That's just spoken from a fan. We're true fans of Mos. So.
Yeah, that soured me. I was like so excited because that's one of my favorite albums. And I took Meta. I was like, Meta, I got some tickets to go to Mos Def. Let's go.
Yeah.
We went. And we're there, like, ready. And then he's like, oh, they said I was going to do the album, but I'm not. And he's like, here's all this stuff. And then
I remember that.
We walked out just sad.
Man. But, I know, man.
But back to that. So he always, him and Talib Kweli and the Raucous artists, they kind of lived like right at the surface, right? You want to talk about underground. They were like right at the surface.
Yep.
And they continued to live there. So what I wanted to say was that Mos Def kind of fell off, but he was always living in the surface. But I feel like there wasn't a lot of artists that continued his message and that kind of continued that style. Yeah. So what ended up happening is that it kind of became like almost like a time capsule of 97, 95 up to like 2003. Yeah. Like a time capsule of an era.
Point. Yeah.
But the fact that you're kind of like trying to keep that vibe alive.
Yeah.
I think that's dope.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I think that's incredible.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you know, the native tongues, you know, they laid the foundation, and you look at the last poets. So it's like, I mean, I'm like, I do what I do, but what I'm really doing is it's in disguise of carrying on tradition of everybody who came before me, not just in hip hop too. I mean, just in all elements of art. That's what I do is about, you know?
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you stopping by. Once again, plug. So you got the video coming out for Cold Fire.
Yes.
Cold Fire is available now on streaming.
Yeah, it's available now on streaming. Yeah, okay. It'll be officially released it's available now with the album. Okay. It'll be officially released this upcoming Tuesday. Okay. And then the video will be released on the 5th of November. But the release party of the video will be November 2nd at H. White Men's Room.
H. White Men's Room?
Yes.
Okay. And where's that?
North Minneapolis.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll be there.
Yes.
Niles, thank you very much, man.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Yes, for sure.